Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. I certainly hope you're having a fantastic day, whenever and wherever you happen to be, because I'm excited. There have been quite a few changes since the last episode. First and foremost, right in front of you, we have an active train station here in Penzance. It is also 1932. It is also 1932 currently, but I have the game running at a quarter normal speed, so we're not going to be zipping through time for the foreseeable future. I want to keep things going a little bit slower, just for the time being, just so we can spend a little bit more time. That's a lot of, I said the word time a lot in all of those sentences, but basically so we can have a bit more time to go ahead and just build different things. I don't want to get to the year 2000 and have like one train line, which, to be fair, we don't. So let's take a little look at what we do have. Before we go away from Penzance, though, we can see we have a decent number of people waiting to go to Budleigh Salterton. So that's lovely. I've also put this T in square brackets here at the start just so I can know it's a train line when I look at it in the line manager. On top of that, we also got some new buses. We have these guys right here. We can actually have a little look at our depot over here, and that might be an easier way to see what we've got. So in terms of passenger, we have this thing, the B46, with a top speed of 50 kilometers per hour, a capacity of 10 people. Loading speed is 3 times, and it has a lifespan of about 7 years, which is totally fine by me. So essentially, we just have better buses. Now, obviously, and this is going and looking at some more of the comments here and there, obviously we do have some issues with some of our roads not necessarily supporting 50 kilometer per hour vehicles. A lot of the roads in here do. Most of the roads that the buses use do support faster vehicles, up to 50 kilometers per hour. So we will need to upgrade eventually if we start using faster buses, but right now we're okay. Also, we have a train arriving here with 61 people on board, which is going to get us, how much money are we looking at here? We're looking at 1.1 million. So yeah, the train lines are pretty popular. Anyway, like I said, so we have that train there. We have the new buses going around. I think it was in the last episode that we went ahead and got the new cargo vehicles, the AMO F-15s, the tank truck and the tarpaulin truck. I don't actually have too many of those going about, to be totally honest. Obviously, we have the tank trucks on the Budleigh oil lines, but all I've gone ahead and done is replaced every line that had horses on it with the tarpaulin trucks, which means all of these steel lines have been upgraded to have actual trucks on them, which is something that we didn't have, and I saw a bunch of people saying, hey man, it's like 1920 something, or it's like 19 or whatever it was, and you need to upgrade from horses to trucks. So I've gone ahead and done that, and things seem to be going pretty well there. In other news, things are going pretty decently around here. We still don't have tremendous amounts. Well, I mean, we do have a lot of food going to Penzance, actually. So Penzance is doing pretty good in terms of food. Winchester doing pretty good in terms of food. And then up here is doing all right for itself. Transport is fantastic. Shipping, not so much. Production, not so much. These guys are producing beautifully. We have good stockpiles of food in all of these, actually. We could probably get a few more trucks onto that grain line to Penzance. We could probably get a few more trucks on the grain to Warminster lines as well. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go into Maidstone. Let's get ourselves a, what are we looking for? A road depot. And let me try and throw it into a corner really nicely. Just, let's say there. That'll be totally fine right about there. And we'll get ourselves, let me see here. Let's go for 5 more for each line. So that's going to be, what are we looking for here? It's the grain lines, doesn't say. So grain 1, grain 2, grain 3. So you guys need to be bright green, and you're going out onto grain number 1. Then we want to get ourselves 5 more of these. We don't want to go with the tarpaulin ones, so we'll go 5 more of these guys. Then they're going to be that nice blue color going out onto grain number 2. And then we'll go for 5 more of them. And we'll say they're going to be that nice sort of pinkish color going out onto grain number 3. So that'll move a little bit more back and forth there, which will be absolutely lovely. Very tempting to put a few more lanes in here, but I think we'll be all right. I think things are just, it's just a lot of vehicles going out there, really, isn't it? So they can go do their thing. That'll hopefully improve production in a few spots. Up this way, we actually have a lot of logs waiting to go over to Budley for planks. Might do that shortly. And coming over this way, we have actually a decent amount of food stockpiled, so we might want to get 1 or 2 more vehicles onto the line bringing food into Warminster. Speaking of Warminster, still seeing really good numbers right in here for the old transport, which is absolutely lovely. Not great numbers in terms of the buses up here, but a good number of higher rise buildings. So Warminster's kind of doing all right for itself. Things are going kind of nicely there. Elsewhere, we can have a little bit of a look at Budley Salterton and see what I've done. So the Penzance line comes in, as you can see, all the way down here. And it goes into its own platform. That's what this blue train is. So it comes in, it does line up with these guys. It does slow down going around that bend. But then it just goes over to its own platform. And it's pretty successful, honestly. This Budley Salterton station is super busy. Budley also has the new buses going about. And I also went ahead and made some trams for Budley Salterton too. Because trams, at least I believe the ones we're using, which are going to be around here somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where they are. Is that one? No, that's a bus. I have trams somewhere. There, any in here? Nope. I actually don't. Ah, there's one. So these guys have a capacity of 25. I'm pretty sure the line isn't making money, but we occasionally get so many people going into and around Budley Salterton that I thought it would probably be a pretty good idea to at least have the ability to move them a little bit better. Speaking of line statistics, let's actually review this and see what's going on. So balance-wise, we're getting near 2 million from the Penzance to Budley Salterton line, which is good. Where are we losing a lot? So we're losing a lot on, I was gonna say it's the Warminster Budley Harwich line, but it's just shot up there. So it's kind of doing all right for itself. It does have a train with a bit of a higher capacity there, so it could be that's causing it to lose money. The Penzance Loop still losing a lot. Budley Tram Loop losing a lot. Budley Loop losing a lot. So essentially, it's just the bus loops are doing what they do best, which is losing tremendous amounts of money. Which is fine. I'm not going to stress too much about that. Looking elsewhere again, I do just want to have a little peek here and make sure these guys are doing all right. They are picking up a good amount of grain. And I think it's this one that takes it over to the Penzance farm. So these guys are gonna be able to pick up a bunch of this, I assume. Yeah, there we go. So they're picking up a bunch of that. They'll take it over to Penzance for delivery, which should crank the production up a little bit. So we should see production get into the level up territory, I think. And then we just need to get shipping up there as well. And I'm wondering if I could do shipping to somewhere else. Like Downham Market. I'm wondering if we should start shipping food down towards Downham Market. Because I feel like we could probably do that. I'm also feeling like we probably want to change the way this works a little bit. Because this is probably, it's a bit of a cluster is what it is. Let's figure out if we could do something better with this. Because I reckon we probably could. So truck station, we're not going to need tram tracks. We're probably going to want a few platforms. But I want to make sure it actually, so it does, if I put it here, it does cover the farm. So that's good. So I'm thinking a truck station right about there should be pretty solid. And then I want to go in and I want to configure this one. And I want to say that we're going to have a pretty good set of platforms here. So we'll go kind of like this, because we can do a lot. You can extend these quite far. So I want to do this sort of thing, where we have a lot of options. Because I'm starting to feel like this farm might end up being the way to go in terms of shipping food to everywhere. It has got a lot of leveling up to... Sorry, not the farm. This guy. It has got a bit more leveling up to do. So I'm thinking if we set it up for shipping, we might be able to do some cool things here. So let's shuffle this about a little bit. Let's look at these lines. So configure line. The second stop is Penzance West. We want it to go there and then take out Penzance West. And this is the Penzance food line. So I want to say that that's going to change to be over there. So it's going to be the 6th terminal. And then what's the other one? The other one is Winchester. No, it's Winchester Food, which is Penzance West, which it's no longer going to be. And then we want it to go here on platform number 5. And that should be fine. And then what we want to do is look at the Penzance Grain to Food, which goes from Penzance West to New Street to Winchester South. Is this not set up to... That is set up to bring it back, isn't it? So you're set up to, yeah, load on food and then unload at Penzance West. We're probably going to want to just change this about then. So all of this kind of needs to go. So let's just reset this line. So it's going to be from here going and unloading. I guess it could just unload up here, couldn't it? So just unload there. And then it has to pick up on the way. Maybe not. Maybe we don't do it that way. I'm not really sure what way to go about this. Let's maybe not do there. Let's instead, you can continue to unload there, pick up there, and then head back. So let's set this up properly. At the Penzance Exchange, you are going to be loading grain and unloading food. And then at New Street, you're going to be unloading grain. And then at Winchester South, you are going to be loading food. So from the exchange, you pick up grain. And if you have any food, you dump it off. Then you dump off the grain. And then you pick up more food. So that should work. And that's going to the platform I wanted it to go to. So we'll see if that works out for us. Let's speed. There we go. So that's all kind of transferred over, which is perfect. Which means this can be got rid of. Which is exactly what we want. So that gives us a little bit more room to play with. In terms of getting these vehicles to come in here and go about their business and all that stuff. Just gives us a little tiny bit more room. And we'll hopefully see food end up on that that Penzance line there as well at some point. But what I can do with this as well is I can basically say, I can set up another line that's going to go, you know, from there down to Downham Market, for example, or, you know, anywhere else I want it to go, really, like Bedlington, which doesn't need food, but for example, Maidstone doesn't need food, Fowey doesn't need food. Does anywhere else need food, really? Not. It doesn't look like it. So it looks like Downham Market's the only other place that needs food. So I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's just set up Downham Market for a bit of food then. It's not going to be a perfect setup, but we'll do it anyway. So we'll put a truck stop, I guess, there. And we'll see how that plays out. So we want to go and set up a new line, and it's going to go from Downham Market all the way up to here. And it's going to use platform 4 or terminal 4, whatever it's called. And that should be fine. So you want to load up on food, and then here you want to load up on food, and there you want to be unloading food. So there we go. That should work out kind of nicely. We should hopefully see something interesting there. So what are we gonna call this? I guess we should start doing brackets like this. So cargo is what it'll be. And this can be food to what was it? Downham? Was it that you spelled it? D-O-W-N-H-A-M. Yes, it is. So that's gonna be food to Downham. I guess what we could do is go to Penzance Food and rename that. So cargo food to Penzance. And then where else are we taking food? So Winchester as well. So do the same with that one. Food to Winchester. And then Warminster too. So cargo, food to Warminster. So that way, so cargo and then train is kind of the way we'll look at that. We'll do, I guess, B for bus or something like that. And then S for ship and P for plane. Something like that. That should work. So, food to Downham. We need to start getting that sorted. And I also want to have a little look here. Production's not as good as it could be. So let's get some vehicles done there, I guess. Where... Oh, what do we got? We got a new plane. I'm very tempted. I am very tempted to start getting some planes going. But let's see what we can do. So we want to ship some food. I want to buy 20 vehicles for this. I want to buy 15 vehicles for this, actually. 20 is maybe a bit much. We'll do 15 vehicles. And they're going to go on the Downham line. So they're going to be that color. And food to Downham. There we go. So we'll send those out to do their thing. And hopefully do it very well. And hopefully we're going to see this thing. Yeah, so shipping is climbing really nicely there. So hopefully that'll keep on climbing. Production's climbing as well. So hopefully both of those will keep on climbing. Shipping looks like it's stopped, annoyingly. I'm hoping that continues to grow, because I'd love to see this thing get to level 3. Or level 2, or whatever it is. But this right here is what I want to see. So we have got food kind of, you know, going to each of the terminals. That's the whole point of this thing. So this should work out really nicely. How are you looking? Oh, it's dipping down. No, don't do that. What road vehicle's exhausted? Let's have a look at you. Configure vehicle. So these are... Oh. Okay, so the tools line is struggling a little bit. I'm wondering if we'll get our hands on anything new anytime soon. Because that'd be nice. Just saying. Also, currently sitting on 30 million. How are we doing for profits? So, not bad. Definitely not bad. I'm wondering if we can maybe... I'm wondering what we could do then. So if the road vehicles are suffering a fair bit, what can we do to fix that? I mean, we can replace them, obviously, but I'm thinking we hold off, if I'm totally honest, because I feel like we're going to get a new truck kind of soon. I guess what we can do is bring time back up to 1 times normal speed or whatever it is. And hope for the best there. And then hopefully get a new truck sometime soon so we can go through and replace pretty much everything. While we're waiting for that though, I'm trying to think of different ways to set up trains. And I kind of had this idea that we could maybe bring a train from Budley to, or through Bedlington, and then to South Molton. Because if we were to put another sort of hub station in Bedlington, we could have a little train that goes over to Downham Market, or at least one that comes down towards Retford, and then maybe a bus that goes back and forth there. In terms of other trains, we could totally get one that goes through Maidstone. And we could probably get one that goes up to Fowey as well, but I'm kind of thinking buses. I'm genuinely thinking that buses might just be the way to go for a lot of this. I don't know. It's tempting. It's tempting, and it's also tricky to figure out exactly what the right call would be. But I think what we'll do for the time being is, let me go configure this, and let's fire some more tracks in here. So we'll do this kind of thing. And I think what I'm going to do is just expand this station quite a bit. So we'll do some passenger platforms here. And then we'll do another couple of tracks. Be nice if I could click and drag these. But we'll do another couple of tracks there. And then another platform on the far side. Just like this. And this way, the capacity of this station, I mean, it's pretty high. We've got a pretty good capacity on this thing, so here's hoping for continued good stuff. I'm also wondering, so small main building with street access for passenger stations. Small, it's a decorative side building, okay. And then medium main building with street access, medium side building. I do like the idea of a medium building on this. I'm gonna be honest, I think it would look kind of nice, especially with how big the station's getting to be, but that's probably all right. Let's do a couple of these in here so people can actually get across. So there and there, there and there, and side entrance, interesting. We probably want some platform roofs or roofs on here as well. Roofs. I feel I've had this conversation before about whether it's roofs or roofs with a V. I'm pretty sure it's V-E-S, roofs. Anyway, I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead there, really. I don't feel like we need to continue the roofs conversation. Just gonna be honest. So, moving on from that, let's see what we can do then. I'm genuinely thinking that Bedlington might be a good place to put a station. Some kind of through station to Bedlington. It is slightly tempting to just have everything go through Budleigh Salterton, so you would get a train to Retford, from Retford to Budleigh, out to Downham Market, but I just don't know if that's worth doing. I feel like it'd be better to go Budleigh Salterton, Bedlington, South Molton, and then you can get a train from Retford to Bedlington to Budleigh as well. So this place is going to have like a little transfer. You could go from South Molton to Bedlington to Retford if you wanted to. I feel like that might be the way to do it. So we'll keep the game paused for a second because these notifications are really starting to annoy me. I want to take out this road. And I'm going to take out some of those buildings there. And I guess what we can do is go to streets. We'll go across like this. And this is where our station can go. So we'll go to here. We'll go to buildings. We'll go to passenger station. And we want to do high-speed rail. Pretty long platform because we might end up with some pretty long trains on this. No guarantee that we're going to have super long trains on it. But I'd rather have the platform length right away than not have it at all. So that's what I'm thinking. And then for tracks, I'm guessing probably worth having 4 for this one. So quite expensive. Well, if I do 8 tracks, it does give me a large station. Look at you. That is beautiful. That's a really nice building. We'll do the 4 tracks though. So just something like that should be fine. Quite expensive, but absolutely worth having. Definitely worth having. And essentially what we'll do is we'll have a terminus station with 1 track down by Retford. And I guess, we don't have any bus lines going around Retford, so we're going to need those. But what we can do is have the train... Where's the best place going to be for this? Honestly, looking at it, it might be best having it sort of here. So it comes in, so this would come down that way and in sort of on that curve. I think that'll be the best way to go. So let's do exactly that. We'll put the station just on that bit of road. And that should be totally fine. Then for South Molton, I'm thinking kind of similar story. I'm thinking the track could go way down on this road. And then we'll get some buses going around it so that there is a decent little connection there. So there we go. That should be totally fine. That can sort of loop around here. It'll slow down going around that curve, but I'm not too worried about it. Let's go ahead and get the tracks in, I suppose. So this is going to go out to about there. Not going to be super fast, but that's okay. And we're going to want to do this sort of thing before it crosses the road. So something like that. And then we just need it to go up to Bedlington, I suppose. Which, you know what? I think what I will do is have the Retford line go through Bedlington to Budley. Just because I can. So let's see here. We want this to basically come up to right there. So what does that look like? That's actually pretty good. Not super fast around that bend, but just a plain and simple, not ridiculous looking track, honestly. Quite expensive to build it, but we've got the money. So we'll go from here. We'll come all the way down here. Ignore the frame rate. It's going to die for a second, but that's all right. And essentially just do the same thing. So that will be the 2 lines that go that way. And then out of here, we kind of need to do a similar thing. So we'll have you sort of go through that little forest. We'll have that go to about there and merge in. And then we just need to curve this out and around everything. So best way to do that. I wonder if I can make this work. It's a little messy right now. Yeah, it doesn't like that. It does not like that. So let's not be doing that. Let's bring it through the mountain, I suppose, and then we'll figure out where exactly it's going to go. So that seems like a pretty good start. And then we'll bring it, I guess, straight through the hill. Which that's... Okay, that's an interesting line, sure. We can allow that, I guess. Wow. That's not quite what I thought this would be. This was supposed to be a really simple line, wasn't it? This was supposed to be really easy. Nothing too crazy, nothing too major, but here we are. We'll have that sort of double up there. And now I wonder, can we get it to go straight up to Bedlington, is the question. So let's have a little look and see. We cannot. Why not? It's still colliding with the other line. Ah. All right. So this line is not playing nicely at all. That's good. That looks like it is lining up a bit better though. So we'll do that. It is carving its way into the ground, which I don't really like it doing, but not going to stress too much. Can I get this guy to line up now at long last? I absolutely can. There we go. So that can run straight in here. This can run straight all the way down here. That line looks kind of ridiculous, but not going to stress too much about it because it's just the way it is. Yeah, it looks kind of ridiculous, honestly. Big old hill, but sure. So that'll be 2 lines that can come straight in here. We can have a bus that goes to Downham Market, I guess. Probably really didn't need to do this. They're pretty close together. We could have just had a bus that goes from Retford to South Molton, but whatever. This way is kind of more fun, to be fair. Now we need to figure out how we're getting over to Budley Salterton, though. Because I hadn't figured that part out. So let's go out like that. Let's connect these guys together. And then what I want to do is try and bring these all really close together. If I can. If it'll let me. So if I was to do that, and then bring you to there. Is it going to let me do the same thing over here? It looks like it will, so that's good. So then these 2 come down and go to there. Right, so that, it's going to be a big old cluster of train track, essentially. Going straight through here. And then all the way up to Budley Salterton. Oh, wow. This is, this is expensive. And likely not going to be profitable. I think I'll run the game while I'm doing this just a little bit. So that's, we are going to get the complaints about the vehicles wearing out, but we kind of need the money, so not going to stress too much about it. Although I'm realizing the stations do have an upkeep, so might not be the best idea to do this. We'll figure it out. So let me see, what are we doing? So Oh, I didn't think about this properly, did I? So what we really want to be doing is getting rid of that line for just a second. Actually, that line just existed to get the Penzance train onto its track. So that's actually okay to get rid of that. I thought for a second I was doing the wrong thing, but no, that was actually just a line so the train could get there. That's fine. So we'll do this. And then we'll do this right here. So this will come down and it'll connect to there. And then these guys, I want to bring them up to about here, so that they're nicely in line with everything. And then we'll have them branch off from about that spot to go to their platforms. So let's see how that plays out. We want you to go to there. And we want you to go to there. So that should be pretty good. And then I guess what we need to do, if they're coming in that way, we need you to be able to cross over to there. And then you need to be able to do the same. What's going on here? What's the problem? Train 2. What's up with you? What can you not do? Oh. You now need to be able to turn around, don't you? That's interesting. I hadn't really thought about that, had I? Unless I can just say, do that. But I don't think it'll change platform at all. So train 2 now needs to be able to go the other way. I guess we can do... I guess we can have the train... What line is that? So Penzance to... there to... Retford, I guess. Sure, I guess the Penzance line is about to expand quite considerably, is what it's going to do there. That's fine, I guess. Not quite what I had planned, but Penzance line, it's growing, is what it's doing. So bring that through there, and let's go straight to there. All right. So you are still stuck, aren't you? Yeah, you are still going to be stuck there, I think. Let me figure this out. So you would have to go all the way down there. And then through there. All the way down into this station. Interesting. I thought it would be able to go because it can turn around at this station, can't it? I'd assume that would be the case. I guess not. Let's set up some signals then and figure it out. I wonder if it is just maybe a signaling thing. It could be. I doubt it's that simple, but it could just be a signaling thing. Alrighty, all problems have been solved. We have this train right here, which is on the line from South Molton going up to Bedlington, up to Budley Salterton, and then it goes back to Bedlington, back to South Molton. The Retford line, which is technically up and running, is Penzance to Budley to Bedlington to Retford. It's a pretty lengthy line. It is now our longest line, actually, which is kind of amazing. So we have that going for us. We don't actually have any buses going in and around down here, though. So let's try and get that set up. So I kind of want to put an actual bus station in here because I rarely use these. And it's very tempting to make it kind of a longer station because I can. So that's actually what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire it just... I'm thinking just in here would be kind of a cool spot for it. So I don't know, I must have pressed something there. But I'm thinking like right in there, essentially, for a bus station. So right about there. And then we basically just want bus stations that just loop around everywhere. So we'll kind of have this go... I mean, we can look at our overlay here. I'm wondering if we could get a little bit cheeky with this. So if I was to go there... So actually just looping around is going to give us coverage over pretty much everything, honestly. So that should work. Let's go in here. Let's go to new line and let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'd kind of like one out here, I'm thinking. Actually, no, that's fine. So Retford Central, etc., etc. We're going to rename you to, I think B was for bus, right? So B for bus. And it is the Retford Loop right there. So that should be fine. We can get that up and running. And that'll start moving people around as they start, you know, coming and going via the buses, which is lovely. So passenger, we'll get the B46. We'll buy 5 of them. We'll set them to be what color? That sort of greenish color there and out onto the Retford Loop. So we'll hopefully see those actually work out for us. We'll hopefully see people actually want to move around Retford. Maybe a very big hopefully, honestly. Although we do have a bit of industry going on down here. Like we have the lumber mills or the forest, we have the sawmill. So there is industry down here. And I guess there are people that want to come down here. South Molton, on the other hand, it's not growing in the slightest. It wants tools and it wants fuel. Oh, we just got the DC-3. Oh, we just got new trucks as well. Oh, we got a few of them. All right, they can go up to 60 kilometers per hour as well. Well, that's very exciting. All right. Well, a lot of our road vehicles are complaining, so are we about to spend a lot of money? We might be. Although we might want to give it a year or two just to make sure that we can afford to spend a lot of money. Is my thinking here. There is definitely a chance. Let's have a look at our... Have we got a vehicle manager? We do, don't we? Vehicle statistics. So what's our oldest vehicle right now? 32 years old. Road vehicle, 95. So that's the tools line. The Budley tools line, or lines, could probably do with being replaced. Although then again, these guys as well, machines, a lot of old vehicles. A lot of old vehicles. Let's look at the Budley tools lines to start with. That seems like a fair place to go. I feel like we could probably afford to replace those at the very least. So, Budley tools, configure vehicles, look at all of them. These guys are looking to move, so cargo. So what are we moving on those lines? I guess a bit of everything. Oh, these dump trucks are going to be very useful for moving grain, as well as stone, as well as the ores as well. I'm going to have to get those going soon. But we'll do the tarpaulin trucks. 6.3 million to do it. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. That's possibly too much money. But it is one of our most profitable lines, so let's do it. Let's do it and take that chance, I guess. And then Budley Tools 2 is our delivery line with 10 vehicles. I think we can afford to do that as well. So, 2.1 million, we can afford it. Make them sort of that color. And that should mean, yeah, these guys are all going about in their new vehicles, which can go up to 60 kilometers per hour. Which is very fast. That is very, very fast, actually. Faster than I think some of our roads can handle. Actually, a fair bit faster than I think some of our roads can handle. We might want to look into that. What are these vehicles? So, machines delivery to Penzance is in need of an upgrade too. That's fair enough. That's to be expected, honestly, so not going to complain too much there. Oh, wow, we actually do have people waiting down here. Then over this way, still absolutely no one, I think. Have you ever made money? No. No, you have not. All right. Well, that's fine. We're not going to stress too much about it. I'm not going to worry too much about it. It's not a big deal. Actually, a decent amount of machines waiting to go down here as well, which is kind of cool. I just think we kind of need to be making a bit more money before we go too crazy. And also, I forgot to reconnect this road, didn't I? So these guys are going away cross country to get there. Hold on. Hold on a minute. That road kind of needs to go back. Hold on. We need what? Medium country road, I guess. Can I upgrade all this? I think it already is a medium country road. All right. This road needs to be put back is what it needs to be. So we'll kind of loop it down there, then we'll bring it. Can I bring it across these train tracks? Is it gonna let me? I'm honestly not sure. Ooh, maybe not. Can I go over the train track? Is it going to let me do that? Oh, it might. Okay. We might be able to do this. So sort of like that. And then... Can I get it to go straight over? I totally can. So over like that. And then down. And I guess we go for something like that. So that looks relatively even. And then we'll just bring it over to there. That looks all right to me. That's kind of interesting. We can probably upgrade this road a little bit just so things are a bit faster. And then some of the roads through this through the town probably need upgraded as well. So we're not going to go for the large streets. That's for sure. But that should speed things up kind of nicely. And that's kind of cool. I like that. That's really cool. I'm really pleased with that. So yeah, those guys can get over the train tracks without any issue. They're going to be able to move a fair bit more steel as well. And a fair bit quicker too, so that's lovely. I'm happy with that. I'm actually really happy with that. Let me have a little bit of a look at the line manager then. Money, 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 money. This line is losing a tremendous amount. Food to Downham is losing a tremendous amount, but that line is full at the minute, so that's fine. Penzance Loop losing a fair bit. Machines Delivery losing a fair bit. Budley Loop losing. Tram Loop losing. Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure we're still making more money than we're losing, but we're not making as much. So this line here, this one that runs all the way down to South Molton, I think we need to get South Molton moving a little bit here. So let's go in. I'll deal with all these vehicle complaints in just a second. I think we'll maybe have enough money to actually manage it. But I think what we're going to do is we want to get some loops going in here. And we want to try, so we want to try and get, I think, a good amount of buses moving around South Molton. So that we can hopefully start to see, I don't know, so we can hopefully start to see something. All right, so we can hopefully start to see people moving around. I don't care what we hopefully start to see. I just want to see something is what I want. So it seems like there's a loop in there. So let's go to buildings. Let's go to bus and tram stops. We're going to go there. We're going to go there. We'll come down to here. We'll go over this way. We'll go up to there. And we'll go right into the middle there. And that should be totally fine. So if we go to here, new line, we want to go just nicely around all of South Molton. And that should be fine. It'll probably not make money, but it'll move people. So what are we doing? We do bus, we do South M-O-L-T Molton Loop right there. So that'll be up and running. In terms of getting road vehicles down here, I mean, honestly, I'm just going to do Retford so I don't have to buy another depot, because we'll never use that depot again. So passenger, the B46, we'll do 5 of them. And we'll set them on the South Molton Loop in that kind of nice green sort of bubblegum looking color, I guess. Bubblegum looking? Is that probably not the best description I could have given? Oh, wow. This thing's actually, there's a good amount of people wanting to use that. It's really cool to see. We actually do have a couple of people wanting to go to South Molton too. We actually do have a couple of people that are now at the train station. We have a couple of people waiting for a bus as well. So this place will hopefully grow. We could probably bring fuel down here as well. And same with tools, honestly. I'd be really surprised if we couldn't start moving tools out of Budley Salterton. I mean, this place is, it's not shipping enough is what it's not doing. This place will level up. It will level up if we start shipping a bit more. So it's kind of tempting to do that, if I'm totally honest. This place here will max its level if we get a bit more production, transport, and shipping. So might want to keep an eye on that. Then this place over here, how's it looking? It actually has leveled up again. which is fantastic. So more shipping, more production, and it will go a little bit nuts. Down here is looking pretty good. We have a good amount of food wanting to go to Downham and to Winchester. Penzance is doing all right for itself, I guess. But this is good. This is really good. The only thing I'm thinking is if it needs more production, I mean, are these guys full? 54. I mean, they're doing pretty good. They're definitely doing pretty good. In terms of grain, I mean, this one is barely full, but we could probably move a little bit more from there. I don't know. That definitely seems like a good thing. It seems like we are making money again. It seems like the trains are picking up a little bit. Actually have got a decent number of people wanting to move around South Molton. We have got a few people wanting to get on the train as well, which is lovely. So how many people have you got? You're carrying 14. So 14 people to South Molton gets me what? 247,000. That's honestly not bad. That is honestly not bad. So this is good. We have people moving around here. We have people going to the trains. We have a lot of people waiting for this line. We might want to get another train in the Penzance line, because it seems to be full every time it comes down here, which is 859,000. Might not be a bad idea. Ooh, hello. Got more trucks. Got a flatbed truck, can do 60. Bit cheaper than the other ones. All right. We are probably going to want to start replacing all of our trucks. I actually kind of want to have a look at those new trucks and see what they're all about. So cargo, these guys, they can carry, so you can carry logs and planks. You can carry 10 of them. You can carry 12. Why would I use you? Why would I use this over that guy? Bit of a longer lifespan, I suppose. Seems a bit weird though. Not quite sure why I'd use it. Though I am very tempted. I'm thinking what we're gonna need to do is on the oil lines, the Budley oil lines, we should probably get some of the tank trucks here because they can carry a fair bit more. And then on the, where are we looking? The steel lines, on these ones here for iron and coal, we should probably replace those with the dump trucks. Because honestly, I mean, let's do 2 of them, I guess, and see what they think. So it's gonna cost me $1 million to do it. I'm gonna do it because I'm kind of curious to see how it goes, and we'll make them that color. Then on this one, we'll do the same thing. Replace them with the dump trucks for $1 million. I think I could probably afford to replace all of these steel lines with those dump trucks. So that's 20 vehicles, which is actually not as many as I thought it was. That's 4.2 million. A lot of money. That is a lot of money. But I think that's okay. I think we can afford it. So these guys are going to be that color. You guys are going to be that bubblegummy color that I talked about. You guys are going to be that light purple color. And you guys are going to be that darker sort of burgundy-ish color. So they're all doing their thing. If we have a little look up here, we should now see, and we do see, some dump trucks, which is lovely. So they're all the trucks that bring the iron and the coal in here. And they can now carry a little bit more, which is lovely. They can also go a little bit faster, which is also lovely. I imagine some of them will probably get stuck in traffic, like this guy is limited to 40. So what are you carrying? You're carrying the machines. Let me configure your line. So you're carrying the machines steel, you're doing machines planks. Let me have a look here. So machines steel. What do we want to do with that? I mean, you can move all cargo at 60 kilometers, or you can move those specific cargoes at 60, but you also carry less. So I guess what we do is we get these vehicles replaced as well. So 1.5 million, make them bright purple. And then machines 1 is 10 vehicles. What are you guys moving? Planks. So you're moving planks. I mean, again, just gonna be these guys. 2 million for that. I think we can do this in that color. And then delivery to Penzance, there's 15 vehicles. This might be the tricky one. This one we might not be able to afford right now. 3.1 million. Yeah, we can't do that. We definitely can't do that right now. We can do it now. I don't know if I want to take the chance of spending that much money right now, but you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. There we go. They're bright yellow. So we're actually, oh, we're in the negative. Interesting. That was unexpected, but that's fine. All of those vehicles can now move super, well, not super fast, but faster, which is the whole point. So once they get onto some proper roads, which a lot of them are, I've seen a lot of you guys saying that we need to upgrade the roads. That has been done in quite a few places. So they can move at decent speeds. They absolutely can. So they absolutely are. Oh wow, Penzance is 117 people. Yeah, we need another train. We 100% need another train on the Penzance line. This right here, again, Penzance, quite busy. So 100% need another train on that line. I do want to look at our earnings. So, I mean, it's rough by the looks of it. Definitely a little bit rough. It's also interesting to see that this tiny little bar here is 1.5 million. That's kind of nuts. We've spent a lot of money recently. We really have. What vehicles is the grain lines? The grain lines, they need upgraded as well. I forgot about those. Those are kind of our main money makers in a lot of places, aren't they? Speaking of which, main money makers, Budley Tools, Penzance Grain. Main expenses are the Penzance line here. So these two, oh no, the Penzance line just shot right up there. Okay. So really we're really not losing that much. We're really not. We're losing a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, we're also making a lot. It's just that our earnings for this year, I guess, are quite low because we've spent a lot. Or the earnings recently are quite low because we've spent a lot. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what's going on. Good news is, South Moulton, a lot of people waiting for a train. So I think if we can increase the frequency on all of the trains coming down there, and the trains just going back and forth in general on the Penzance line, then I think we'll be okay. I really, really think we'll be okay. So let's have a little look. How much money are you going to get me for 36 people? Not bad. It's going to fill up right away as well, which is fantastic, leaving 53 people there, so they're going to be waiting quite a while, aren't they? Oh boy, that's going to be rough for them, but whatever. I'm sure they'll manage. And over here, 88 people. Yeah, we need more trains. We definitely need more trains. These grain lines are really suffering as well. I guess what we're going to do, ladies and gents, is we can go ahead and leave it there for today. I'm thinking that's, I'm thinking we are 100% next time going to want to upgrade all of the old vehicles, especially on those grain lines, because the grain lines really are good money makers. They really are suffering. Can we maybe do that right away? So what are you guys? You guys are all just regular trucks. So all of these grain lines need replaced with this guy. So if I select all of you and say replace with that, 13 million because it's 65 vehicles. You know what? I don't think I'm going to bother, to be honest. Although 15.5 million and we can get dedicated trucks for moving grain. I think we're going to do some saving is what we're going to do. I think we are, I think we're going to do a little bit of saving. Although, slightly tempting to say that this line at least should get an upgrade. It's been a primary moneymaker for a long time. So let's upgrade you guys. 3 million. Let's do it. Let's get you in that there nice blue color. And that'll let them move just a little bit quicker and carry double, I think. Almost double. So 5 more units. That's actually fantastic. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is gonna do us for today. We're looking pretty good on this factory. I reckon production and shipping, we could probably level up again. I think we could do it 100%. It's just gonna be, it's gonna take a little while is what it's gonna do. But we've got a lot going on. We have a lot of people waiting in Warminster to get on that line. We have a lot of people waiting in Budley Salterton. We have a lot of people waiting in Penzance. Decent number of people waiting in Bedlington. A lot of people waiting in Retford. A lot of people waiting in South Molton. And not that many in Harwich, but that's okay. The good news is that in the space of 2 episodes, admittedly 2 very, very long episodes, a lot longer than I've been planning on doing for this series, but there you go. This happens with Transport Fever, so get used to this, I guess. The good news is we're making money, and in the space of 2 episodes, we've managed to get a lot of trains moving. Next time around, I'm thinking we're going to get even more trains to start moving around, because 100% we need more trains on the Molten line and on the Penzance line. So we're going to need to get that done. Absolutely going to need to get that done. 1.4 million from that train right there. Not bad. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. It's been my absolute pleasure. If I don't wrap this episode up, I'm never going to. Yeah, been my absolute pleasure. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.